possums. Hey everybody, how y'all doing? As I start this off, we got a possum out there running around in the yard. And he's hiding under one of my cars. What a way to start the show off. Hey, how y'all doing? We got some storms coming. Daughter called me about an hour ago. Said, "Hey, did you see the big fire? There's an area called Anthony, Iowa, up in there. They got 9 fire departments out there, and they're calling it a wildfire. It's crazy what's going on here. It's too dry, but right now we got some storms that are coming this way, so it could prove interesting. It might be a blessing because they need the rain to get the fire stopped. So, how's everybody doing? Hopefully this thing's working because I'm not seeing nobody. Oh, there you are. There's 4 people. Hello, everybody. Okay. Anyway. Oops. Anyway. Hey, King of Cans, how you doing? Oh, it's been an interesting one. I went down to Wichita and back, and I went to come home yesterday. Snowball got me again. Doing some things around Wichita yesterday, and a couple times I could start the truck, and the old battery light stayed on the dash. Yeah. Come time to leave, I said bye. He said bye. I had gas. I got a block away from him. Light come on and stayed on. So yeah, I had to buy an alternator before I could come home last night. And there's that ding. Okay, hold on. Let's see. I don't know if you guys can see it. Here. Right in that area is where he is. All right, be right back. Anyway, hey Ohio, hi. No, not snowstorms. Severe thunderstorms are coming. Oh, that's one less destroying animal. Blood sugars are really working on trying to keep the blood sugars a little bit better. Hey, John. Oh, so how's everybody doing? Whew. It's been a while. Been a warm one, yeah. I road tripped the last couple days, and I was hoping to meet a couple of people along the way, but never heard back. But that's okay. Pretty uneventful trip. So, We got some more shop space. Lost a little shop space, but then gained some more shop space. Got some stuff out of here. I haven't done the woodworking stuff in a long time, and I had somebody that was really interested in the butts, and so they've moved on, so that makes more room to do things and help things out around here. And yeah, it's going to be better. But otherwise, yeah. No, it's still sitting in here. I didn't get time to get that out of here yet. Hey, PJ, how you doing there, bud? My phone's... What's that? What's that? Yeah, hopefully tomorrow I'll get that out. Oh, that's right. You guys had storms out east. And I'm kind of hoping that's where I can't get a hold of one of you guys. One of the other rods that come in here, because usually every day or every other day he'd send me a message and haven't been able to get a hold of him. So hopefully everything's okay with him. And Squirrel has moved on to another vehicle. Hey, Sean. Squirrel has moved on to another video. Well, Matt, how you doing? Yeah, it's been a while since it rained here, but yeah, right now, I guess there's a big fire going on. They got 9 fire departments out trying to stop it, and it's the first time I ever hearing them call a fire in Iowa a wildfire. So hopefully it stays away, but the storm's coming right into where it's supposed to. Well, the funny about Squirrel getting a different car was we got hers back. I went to leave that dealership. Transmission wouldn't shift. I'm like, it was shifting when we brought it in here. I thought, well, maybe they screwed up with the console or something. Nope, wasn't that. We ended up dumping 3 quarts of oil into her Arcadia to get the thing to shift. I said, all right, it's got to go. Hey, Calvin. So we got it home. Thursday, do some talking. And found a couple. Called on them. One was way out of our range, which I kind of figured it would be. The other one was, we had the okay. So we go test drive this thing. And I told Squirrel, wash your car. Because she had oil and spots and that. And I'm like, just wash it. Clean it up a little. So we took it down. On the way down, Squirrel and I had fun. We were laughing, talking, and everything. And we get down there. And she really got hooked on that Jeep. So we found a Jeep. It was a 2014 Jeep. Supposed to be one owner. The mileage, 146,000. Supposed to be a good one. Go take it for a test drive, and I don't think we were a mile away from the dealership when the transmission went out. Now, I forgot a part. When we got down there, we went to the wrong dealership, first one, and we went to leave that one. Squirrel's Acadia almost didn't start. I'm like, oh, come on. Oh. So we got over there. First one, we're test driving it. Tranny went out, and the guy's like, oh, we'll get it back to the shop and get it back in and see if it's a sensor or something. I said, dude, I'm a mechanic. You're a mechanic? Boy, that changed their tune right then and there. He says, what do you think it is? I had that thing floored, and it wasn't moving. Got it limped off the road, shut it off, restarted it, got it back to the dealership. And he says, you know what? Just park that up by the building. We'll go look at the other one. So they had a 2012 Jeep Grand Cherokee with 106,000 miles on it. And that's supposed to be another one owner. And this dealership that we went through, everything they get, they put brand new tires on it, new belts, new plugs, wire. They just do it all. Okay. So we started up, and it's not a bad looking one. Take it for the test drive. And made it through the test drive. Got back. I said, I want to see under the hood because, Jeep, did somebody go mudding with it and still got mud packed up under there? Pop the hood, and I'm like, oh God, Crystal or Squirrel, you don't need that. She goes, no, I don't. It's got a V8 Hemi under the hood of that one. She's like, oh boy. She said, I don't need that. I said, well, it's the first time in my life. And you know, you go to these dealerships and you see the TV shows. All salesmen come up here. Come on, guys, you gotta sell these cars. Sell them, blah blah blah. And she's like, I one time I muddled under my breath. I said to Squirrel, I said, we're a couple of hicks in the city trying to buy a car. She's laughing. Well, 4.5 hours before we got the thing bought. So, yep, we brought it home. We're coming home, and Squirrel's like, don't break it, Dad. Yeah, she don't need a V8 Hemi. That's the first time I've ever drove a Hemi, and thankfully it does not have the supercharger on it. But man, that thing, I said, Squirrel, you take my brown truck. I want to take this thing to the drag strip. So, yeah, she's tickled. The Acadia, I was afraid they weren't even going to take it as a trade-in. I thought, how are we going to get that thing home? But yeah, it's still at the dealership, and just a second, guys. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Let's see. Oh, wrong mouse. I'm going. I already got the critter. Yeah, she definitely needed a new ride before that one left her walking. Just a second. Yeah. My live show. Yeah. Oh, okay. Let me see if I can find that on my notes. All right, I'm back. Yeah, she definitely needed something different. And it did really good on gas coming home. We filled the tank, and what I went out to do is I watched the car come around the corner, and they killed their lights. I don't know where they went. Oh, yeah. So I'm going to go back to see. Do. Let's see. I gotta look at play now. Yeah, I watched the car come around the corner, but it did not go by. Couldn't find it out there. Hey, Mike. So yeah, Squirrel's tickle pink. She's got something to drive that Dad shouldn't have to work on. And if I do, it's got a V8. Hey, Robbie, how you doing? So, yeah, my blood sugar's down. Not sure why, but it's down. Had that problem yesterday when I was coming home. Okay. Well, that's the thing. I kind of am too, but yeah, it's just kind of getting a little more iffy around here. So that's why got the thing to keep them on. Plus, I also got the sheriff's department driving through here now too. So I suppose. Oh nope, no. Anyway, I'll go back. I know what time it is now, so go back and see. So yeah, things are getting tighter and tougher. That's for sure. Well, my cousin that stopped by and bought some of my woodworking stuff today. Him and I got talking. He's having the same problem. He says, just when you think you got it figured out, your body says, nope. And yesterday when I was coming back on the route I take, there's those gas stations on the turnpike, and I got to the third one, and I'm like, I need to stop and eat. And I ate before I left Wichita, and I'm like, but something. So pulled in, got a double cheeseburger and fries and a Coke. And before I started eating it, I took my blood sugars. Yeah. And now before I left Wichita, I ate 4 hot dogs with bread and a partial bag of Cheetos. I figured, yeah, my blood sugar's going to be up there, so I ain't got to worry about it getting home. No. What? An hour later? No, I ate about 2 hours after I ate that stuff. Down I was. So, yeah, and I don't ever want to get as low as my cousin has. He's been down to 20. He was down to 23 the other night, I guess. Ah, okay. Oh, okay. Well, it's better than her car she had. That Acadia, I'm a GM man, but that Acadia, that was, hey there, Matt. Yeah, insane. So, okay, Mike, I just read. Yes, they will. Yes, they will, Sean. So, and now I got a cat. I hope it's a cat anyway. The mama cat keeps climbing the shop wall. Yeah. Family's doing good otherwise. Yeah, John, it does have the sunroof, so we were really trying to stay away with something with a sunroof, but. Oh, cool. Garage. Hey, not much. Just kind of kicking back, and I had to get some stuff on. Oh, I got to get that in the building. Remind me if I say it's raining, remind me I got something sitting outside. I got to get drug in the shop. I got the new AC furnace stuff. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. Well, be careful on wiring there. Electric shock therapy really doesn't work like they say it does. uh, okay, yeah, I kind of figured that. John. Yeah, we fought that with the Cadillac. Yeah, Sean, you in Ohio need to get her. Yeah, campers on the East Coast. So, well, with getting some stuff out of here and cleaning up around here, I think tomorrow I can come out to the shop and start doing another engine build. Finally, get one together. So I should be able to start staying here at the shop, which will be good. Holy moly. Well, come on up here to Iowa. We got fires, wind, storms, rain, and let's see what. Hey, Spice, how you doing? Doing pretty good. The new build's that 6-inch rod 406 with the Keith Blacks and 882s. Yeah, garage, trying to find that 327. And yes, I've also got dug back to the other 327. And oh yeah, I got electric heat in the shop here. So yeah, I might be getting that 60 over 327 out, getting it cleaned up, get this crank to make sure they had it greased up and it's okay. Might be getting that old 67 redone and put back together. So yeah, well, yeah. I just really hope what happened here today was the result of a harvest combine gone bad. But all I can say right now, it still would burn, but it's not going to burn as bad. I'm glad the crops around me are gone. They've got the fields emptied. So but yeah, I'm getting ready to start putting some more of these motors together to get some more stuff made. And I got a couple of phone calls to make. And yeah, there's just a whole bunch of stuff that's kind of starting to roll again. And I hope it keeps going. Hopefully it gets back to pre-February this year. And then we can get stuff going again. Have any of you guys priced lumber? Yeah, there ain't gonna be a shop edition happening anytime soon. OSB around here for 7/16. The stuff you could buy for $8 a sheet is now $25 a sheet. A 2x6 construction grade 10-foot is $14 a piece now. Yeah, and you know, I kind of got my. I would love to drink orange juice, but I'd rather. If I drink orange juice, it's like me walking up to a car battery and drinking the acid out of it. I can no longer. I've even tried a couple here and there. I can no longer drink orange juice at all, and I miss it. So that's kind of why this is around. I know it's not good, but it's better than nothing. Now, pineapple juice, if I had some, that would be okay. So, yeah, it's been all sorts of things. So, yeah, I tell you, Snowball really did good coming home after getting that new shock warrantied out and replaced. That thing was like a rail last night. It just... Oh, and I do think the trailer's completely fixed, but I think part of the problem was the old tires I had on it was part of the towing issue. As I went to get the two tires that were fixed, and the guy's like, no, we're putting new tires on. And these things are 11 years old, and they're cracking apart. He says there's no way they're going to make another trip that far. And you know what? That trailer pulled like a brand new trailer again. So, yeah, do believe the trailer issue is finally fixed. So, now just keep it going. Hey, Lee. You have a pill for that. Uh-oh. Ooh, grapefruit juice. Woo. Grapefruit. Woo. Ooh. Yeah. Oh, I might have to try that, John. So, yeah, after talking to my cousin today, like I was saying, I found out my blood sugars, it must be a family thing. When he found out he was diabetic, it was because he drove 23 miles past his farm drive and parked it in the ditch. That's when they found out he was diabetic. And yeah, he's like, yeah, just when I think I got it figured out, nope. And that's... Oh, some of that medicine back in the 70s. Wow. That might be why some people glow. Yeah, I orange juice, watermelon. I can't eat watermelon anymore. Love it. Can't touch it. Because if I eat one little bite of it, I'll eat that bite for the next week before it's out of my system, it seems like. Sulfa drugs. Oh, yeah, that was... Ugh, God, that was... That's what I was going to do, is go and check to see where the storm is. And... Oh. It's a coming. We're the green dot. Let's see what it does on the... Yeah, we're going to... Unfortunately, no, that's another thing I can't stand to put in my mouth is tea. I can't. Yeah, see, the watermelon don't affect... I just belch it. I can't get it to stop. I just belch. Almost dropped it. Oh! And Snowball's front end's fixed. I had to do a little plastic welding on the piece I got. And luckily it was still there on Snowball's. And there's what I had to cut off. That's part of it. But that in the video, I didn't go into detail on what I did. But yeah, and Snowball's front end, the turn signal's in. I got to get 2 new driving light sockets because the ones on the Snowball are melted, burnt. Well, like I said, up where the storm is right now, they need it to help wet everything down to put out that big fire they got going up there. So, yes, I'm trying to get back to normal, start getting the builds going again. Don't know what I'm going to do with them when they're done, because it doesn't seem like anybody wants to purchase anything, but I guess get them done, and there's something around. You guys just have to keep watching, see what comes up. Yep. So, I'm really wishing I had a big concrete pad outside. I don't care if I had 4 walls yet. A concrete pad would be really handy right about now. Yeah, the daytime, I went to put the socket back in on Snowball, and I'm like, oh, there's nothing to screw on. It's all burned off, melted off. So yeah, I'll get that all fixed up. But it's nice having the whole front end. And actually, I was what I didn't plan on the alternator going out on Snowball. I have later determined I must have hit something on the road. At first, I thought I had a brake line leaking on the truck. I'm like, oh, come on, really? But it's dried up. So I'm going to get under there if it ain't all mud tomorrow and make sure the brake line is still good. The brake master cylinder is still full. So I must have splatted something on the road. Uh, yeah, and Sean, I'll be getting a hold of you too. Uh, oh yeah, and here, let's see. Um, okay, where is he? Where did he go? There he is. What do you? Okay, name's gone. What do you think of those Pistons in a 327? Those got some domes on them. Those are diamond Pistons. And let's see. There's a good side view. There's some domage there. That'll make the old 327 get up and talk. We're trying to get our hands on those, so one of these 327s is going to be fun. Because, oh yeah, I haven't even put that in the video or anything. You know, I got that barrel of Vaporust. I cleaned up a crankshaft that I thought was beyond. I was going to turn down to make it a small journal. I'm going to have it rechecked. I think it will go 2030, and it can stay a large journal 327 cranks. So we might have a 327. I get my hands on those Pistons with that steel crank. We're going to put a nice hopped up 327 together. I don't know. They were special made diamond Pistons that they had them fly cut to fit the motor, and they never used them in the drag car. They're brand new. So, yeah, I got to see what heads those are going to fit on or fit over those. So, if you want gas mileage on a street motor, you got to go flat top or factory replacement. Well, if I build that motor there, George, I'm going to use a 350 block and make it, yeah, they're big domed. Make that a 4-bolt main 327 with those pistons. Oh, yeah, they didn't. Yeah. Won't be the first time I've turned a 4-bolt main into a 327. So, yeah, I seen those pistons. I'm like, yeah, we're going to figure out how to get those. They're missing the wristbands, which hopefully they are the normal ones and they weren't sized different, but we'll see. See what we can get them bought for. Hey, Converter, how you doing? So, yep. So I guess we're back to having a Chrysler product in the family again. So let's, and I do believe the person that owned Squirrel's vehicle before was an older person because all the presets was all old music, nothing modern or anything. So Squirrel laughed at that. Well, that bites, Mike. Yeah, that would make it. I think that would probably make problems in a 2-bolt 327. Yeah, definitely going to need a gear reduction starter to start that one. So yeah. Oh yeah. Let's see. What else is there? Oh, well, there's still nothing going on with the roof yet. Right now, we got so many leaves and corn stuff blowed up in here. Definitely got to clean that up and get rid of it. Well, hey, there's old man. Cheapers. That's funny. I bring up the roof, and the next thing you hear, there. that's just too funny. Oh. So, one less possum running around here now. Ah. Yeah, I'm ready to start getting these parts used up around here and get some stuff together because I want to make room to get something in the shop. But, ooh, speaking of that, I better check the Camaro motor. Actually, that might be this week's project. Maybe try and get the Camaro fired up and driving so Mama Bear can have fun with that thing. Wrestling the grandson. Hey, you got to keep them happy too. Oh yeah, Mike. I guess you weren't here earlier. Snowball ate the alternator on the truck yesterday before I could come back home. Yeah, no, I'm not. So, yeah, I'm kind of ready to start ripping stuff apart and getting stuff moved and start having fun again. Time to have some fun, even though it's coming in the winter, but they'll be here for next spring. Got a plan. Got a crazy plan going on, so we'll see. Maybe that's why I've been hurting so damn bad. This weather's changing. I tell you. The only problem I had coming home last night was like everybody. I should have just stopped and asked me if I wanted them to drive onto the trailer partially, and I told them. I had about 10 people that did that. And normally when somebody starts slowing down after you've been riding their butt, that kind of clicks a thing in your head. Hey, this guy don't like you on his butt. Yeah, there was one. 40 miles. I drug them down the highway before they finally got the hint and went around me. Oh, I was getting fit to. Okay, I'll have to get some, Mike. Well, the thing about that, George, we got so many of them here. They will destroy your building like a rat, just about as fast as a raccoon. And yeah, they're thieving little farts too, just like a raccoon. Because when we tore down the old farmhouse, we found a lot of missing stuff. And when the guy was digging, he found the nest and he dug up. They had some of my mom's clothes and everything was in there. It didn't make sense why they had that in their nest. But yeah, a possum will take anything it can to make its nest out of. I was about ready to brake check one guy, but when I looked in the mirror and see how close there was, he probably would have never seen the brake lights come on. That's how close they were last night. Oh yeah, the guys on motorcycles last night, they were good to go. Then I finally seen my coming home. What state was it? God dang it! Michigan plate car, right by me. Half the lights on the car didn't work, and when they went by, they hit their brake, and I looked over and I see this car coming down a side road. Oh, that's got a push guard on it. I wonder if that is. It pulled out, and I just watched it start gaining on me, and since Snowball's AC didn't work, I had the windows open, and I heard that Hemi coming. Yep, that's the sheriff. And he got right up on him, and he rode him for about a mile. And then they went over a hill before he lit him up. Yeah. Well, I got into the next town. By the time I got done getting my gas and leaving that town, I met that car coming back. They must have been heading to the hospital out north of that town. No, I ended up having to buy a reman alternator before we could come home. Yeah. And this was like 6 o'clock at night. That's the only thing about being in Wichita. You got parts houses until 9, 10 o'clock. Out here, 5 o'clock comes, you break down, you sit. Yeah. And would have liked to put a new alternator on. That was $180. Couldn't do it. Nope. So yeah. And then with the battery disconnected while we were changing it, Snowball at first didn't like going because it had to relearn everything. But yep, she just. So Snowball, it's been a good truck. I really need to fix Snowball up. It's been a pretty decent truck. Yeah, but now it makes me wonder about the truck, that if that's the original alternator in my brown truck, that has now got 360,000 miles on that truck. Yeah, I didn't think the mileage was up that far on my brown truck. I didn't think the kid was driving that much. Yeah, the Brown 02 has now got 360,000 miles on it and climbing. So, yeah. I kind of had that 5.3 out in the open, and I got I got to get the gaskets for that this week. And I think I want to start trying to wrap that 5.3 up and have it sitting here for when something happens, or maybe I ain't going to wait till it happens. So I feel like I'm wound up for sound tonight, everybody. Yep. Oh, yeah. So trying to get everything back on track. This is what I'm trying to do. So, told somebody that's coming this direction, if they had troubles to let me know, and so far I haven't heard anything. So I guess I'm going to consider no news is good news on that. So. Yeah. Oh yeah, they didn't learn. No. The cam, I gotta dig it out. It's gonna be an Ultra 9. I had a custom ground for it, so I haven't put that card in the I haven't put that card in with the collection yet, so it's a good size one, and I think that one's ground on a 108 or 110 lobe separation, I think. So it's gonna be interesting. Yeah, going down wasn't too bad. It just going to be a while since before I make that trip again. So I guess now I shouldn't have to take the car trailer, even though the car trailer's ready to go. I shouldn't have to take it, but you never know. Might find something yet. I keep hearing things. Yeah. So yeah. Now I do have a new electric furnace that is a good sized unit, but it's a smaller unit, so won't take up as much wall space. And it literally hangs on a wall. It's a zero clearance electric heat, no, air handler or whatever they call them. So that big old one up there might be going out the door, and I'll have to redo the shelf. Or not sure where I want. Yeah, God, I can't talk. Not sure where I want to mount it in here yet, and actually need to get the roof on here before. Oh yeah. No, not yet, Sean. Planning on tomorrow or Tuesday. Isn't that hell? Well, those might go with the. Hey, well, those might go into that 327. Oh yeah, I love people like that coming up the road construction. Do not pass. Whoa. Yeah. I'm like, really? Come on, people. So up until last night, the trips on the turnpike through Kansas there, I hadn't had any troubles, but last night it just seemed like they were. Which I don't know if having them tailing behind me actually helped me get better gas mileage or not, because I don't seem to put in as near as much gas coming home as I did going down. So I don't know, but a few miles I don't mind, but 40, come on. Then there was a pickup from Texas that just got right up, literally. I think his front bumper was hanging over the back of my trailer, right in my butt, and I even slowed down with them, and they still wouldn't pass. And finally slowed down some more, and they went around, and yeah. Yeah, go. Get out of here. But otherwise, yep. It's fun to go away, but it's always good to get back home. That's for sure. Oh. Yep, I'll get the 406 together. I got to have the weight double checked on the 40 over 400 and possibly need that block decked, and then that one will go together. Not too awful sure what heads I'm going to put on that one yet. Still up in limbo on that. Then I got a bunch of 350, so I'm going to have some good real and good short block 350 sitting around. So no, I did not see Dorothy, thank goodness, and I didn't see the house flying through there. I really wanted to get through Kansas once in the daylight to see. There was a couple of spots I wanted to stop, but then it wouldn't have done me any good because I left this laying here at home. So, oh. But yeah. So what has anybody been working on any projects or anything? Finishing anything up? Still got something here in the shop I have not found yet. I'm running out of places it could be, so I'm hoping that it didn't go out into the burn pile. Oh well. I don't know how many funnels. How many of you taking your funnel from an oil change? I'll just sit it in the trash can and let it drain into that instead of dripping all over the place. Yeah, then you go to use your funnel after you just burnt your trash, and you're like, "Where's that funnel?" I don't know how many of those I've done in, but yeah, I had to restock. Okay, the CF. I think they're 30 overs. I don't remember if he said or not. Let me see. Okay, there's my. I honestly don't know. I'm presuming they're 30s. Yeah, because all the marks have been fly cut off them. So I'm presuming 30s, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I yeah. The one day it finally hit me. I'm like, did I take the funnel out of the trash can? I'm like, crap. Or Roger take it out and come back, and then a couple days later, where's my funnels? So yeah. Now Mama Bear's starting to have a harder time going shopping anywhere because things are getting better, but now that people are pushing more for this stupid. Yeah, so. A few more weeks, should go back to normal. Yeah, right. Well, they're at least a 4-inch diameter, yeah, if they're 327s. Her Jeep is a charcoal gray. Let's see. I don't have the best picture. Yeah. Yeah, it's a grayish silver. So, and that was what I was saying too. After they understood I was a mechanic and I know what goes on with cars, they stopped trying to do the upsales and all that. And the only other thing they come out and said, well, we didn't get it done, but would you like to have it done? And that was undercoat. And I said, no, we don't need any undercoat. And I can go buy my own fluid film and I can spray it down if we want to. But yeah, there was another one that they tried, and they wanted to get for $2,200. They could guarantee anything goes wrong with it, no limit cap. You could get the engine replaced, transmission replaced. And I said, well, that's all stuff I can do if I had to. Yeah, that's fine. Just left it. The only thing I did let him upgrade us on, and when he said it, I was sitting there thinking, I'm like, and before I could say anything, Squirrel goes, yeah, me and tires. I said, precisely. And it wasn't a bad price. For the next 5 years, she punctures it, blows a tire, breaks a rim, runs over spike strips or whatever. She can get rims and tires replaced for free for the next 5 years with no limit on how many times. Because the guy goes, his wife, he knows of 13 times that he knows of that she's had to have tires replaced or rim. He says, that's the ones I know of. He says, I don't know about the other ones she hasn't told me about yet. So, and he says, yeah. He said, so using that once or twice, it's already paid for itself. I'm like, yeah, we agreed to that. So yep. It covers rental and all that. So, yeah, they didn't even bring any of that up. And I do. That Jeep compared to that 2020, the seats in her Grand Cherokee are nice because they don't tilt back like this. That was the problem with the 2020. So then your legs are hanging here like this. And Mama Bear's, her feet are up here. And you cut off the circulation. Squirrels, you can lay it down flat, adjust it. And somebody put an aftermarket luggage rack on top of it, which looks pretty good. So I'll try and get a better picture of it or have her bring it out, or I'll remember to take this thing. I'll take a video of it. So, and somebody had spent the money on those WeatherTech floor mats. She got a free set of those with the car. And so, yeah, and what I like their philosophy. Like they said, they hate selling a car to somebody that has to come back in a couple months to spend $900 on the tire. So, and it also gives them a better safety rating and all this, blah, blah, blah. So, and this is something new too. If you guys notice on these cars that have third member lights and they start flashing fast, that is a new safety function. And all new motorcycles are going to be mandated to have that function on their motorcycles. It is a new safety function that they're putting on used cars, new cars, and all that, trying to get you, if you're texting, to have, oh, what's that? Look up so you don't rear end. So yeah, that's what that is. So I was behind a semi and I seen that. Yeah, buddy, you got a short. No, that's because it was the only light up high on the back of the trailer was doing it. The other ones were normal. So yeah. School's going good for her. I guess she's passing her classes and that. I know she came home Thursday so we could go do this car deal, and I really wanted to go to Wichita Thursday, and I'm kind of glad I stayed here because, unfortunately, I think they would have got that first one with the training issue in it and got it repaired long enough to get it out the door, and then she would have been stuck with a vehicle with no transmission, and Dad a couple of states away. So, yeah, would I go to the city to buy another car again? I don't know. First time in my life ever going through that at a auto dealer like that, and it took forever to do. So, I don't know. I'm kind of glad they did have a backup vehicle, but and the guy was just shocked at it. Did it during that because he had just taken it for a test across town, and he said, "Well, at least it happened before we got the paperwork done." I said, "Yeah, that's a good thing." So, yeah, I don't have to worry about squirrels sitting alongside the road right now. And she said, "Well, how do I use the snow?" I said, I'll show you when it's got this 4x4, the snow, the sand, mud, all that. Really like to see how it does in the doing and that stuff. Okay. So yeah, so she's doing good in school. Seems to be happy with it. She is working more, going to have to work a little harder now, but she understood that. But I really thought we were going to be stuck with that Acadia and have another lawn ornament or another flower pot, because that's what I had to do, plant flowers and dang thing to make it useful. Oh yeah, the very first car, Mike, the very first one, it was even 2 years newer. Supposedly one owner. Yeah, we got a mile and a half into the test drive, and I went to take off from an intersection. I had her to the floor, and the transmission was not working. We got limped off the road, restarted it, and coming back, the check engine light come on. The lights started coming on the dash. He's like, and that's when I let him know that you're dealing with another mechanic here. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, her car almost didn't make it. The first one we test drove, the transmission and motor issues come out. And second one ended up being the one. And I kind of find it funny. The cars are clean, but while we were finishing up the paperwork, the salesman that we were working with was out there detailing the car. When he detailed that and washed it and shined the tires on that, I'm like, man, I would have went for that one first if that would have looked like that. But yeah, they cleaned her all up and it smelled good. And yeah, no funny orders, no check engine lights, no. It's a really, really nice. For being a Jeep, it's really, really nice. And the headlights are good on it, so I definitely got to find somewhere to adjust snowballs because I don't have them right. They're better after fixing the deer damage, but they're not completely right. Yeah, well, yeah, it started right up, and like I said, that one had a V6 in it, and that thing had a lot of prep. I mean, I had a hard time touching the throttle without it wanting to launch. Well, maybe that's why the training was in the shape it was. Yeah, when I popped the hood, thinking, this is yours. He says, no, it's a V8, and I looked down, and I seen it said Hemi. I'm like, yeah, you don't need this, squirrel. She says, no, I don't. So she's respecting it. She understands. So she's a smart kid. Yeah, keep the oil changed. I mean, my brown truck, I haven't been doing too good on the oil changes, but 360,000 miles. Not many vehicles can say they got that. Oh, there was a car going by. I thought, oh, thunder. So, yeah. We got some battery here. Okay. So, yeah. I'm really tempted, though, to take it to the Drake Strip next year. She was funny. She let me drive it home. She don't care for the city driving, and we tested it out before we got out of that state, and because we ended up going out of state to get it. And she's like, "Don't break it, Dad." I said, "If it don't pass the dad test, it sure as hell ain't going to pass the daughter test." She goes, "Well, true." And I don't remember how many gears are in that transmission. I let out of it when we hit 70, and I still had a couple of gears to go. I'm like, damn, this thing goes. I can see why they like those for squad cars or pursuit vehicles now. 200,000 on it? Yep. Well, that one guy that's redoing that diesel GM and it went over 500,000 miles on it. They put the same rear end gears right back in it. Yeah. If everybody kept up the maintenance on their vehicles, auto dealers, auto manufacturers would have been out of business years ago. Well, if you still got that option that it doesn't cost you, I'd let them keep doing it until they want to start charging you. Then say, no. Yeah, I change all my own oil when I can get down. No. But yeah. For what Snowball started out as rough and tough as it was, a lot of people would have taken that truck straight to the junkyard and parted it out. But that truck has been a really good truck now that got all the bugs worked out of it. It just keeps going. And that transmission was that new GM transmission I found that was used. But it was brand new. At first, I had some issues with that leaking, and then all of a sudden it quit. Yeah, George, you can get down there, but getting back up, that's a problem. That's a problem. So, and I'm kind of kicking around the idea of taking the box off the other white truck until I get the title to it and put it on Snowball. And I like Meg 1 oil. We've been having good luck with Meg 1. Back when I was racing, I would have put Racing Pennzoil in it. I told him, I said, if you guys can make your racing oil this good, why don't you make it that good for the general public? Yeah. They told me why. And I said, well, I kind of see your point, but still. Oh. Oh, yeah. Mobile one. Yeah, there you go. CF. Well, yeah, if they got a specific stuff and you got a powertrain, yeah, that might make it a little hard for you to still change your own oil until the powertrain warranty's out. All right, where'd the cat go? Oh, wow. Had to move. Yeah, that's synthetic. Well, the Meg 1 I got isn't synthetic. We do put the synthetic in Mama Bear's Cadillac when we change it. But the synthetic, I've had mixed reviews. Had one old truck that I put it in and found out it had a lot of oil leaks. And I talked to somebody. They said synthetic oil will find leaks on an old motor. Now, if you did the break-in with your conventional oil, then changed it over to synthetic when it was new, that's when you don't get the leaks. But if you've got an old high-mileage motor and you change it over to the synthetic oil, you're going to find all your oil leaks. The synthetic will flow through anything. Supertex, never heard of them. Yeah, if you got the powertrain warranty, you're gonna have to use what they want, and I guess how many more miles or how much time you got left on your powertrain warranty before I guess maybe you might have to pencil out versus oil changes doing it yourself or letting them do it. Yes, yeah, that should help there. I was going to call you synthetic cornflake. Or see, geez, now what I call, jeez. Oh, lordy. Oh, Lordy, Lordy. That's right. Rotel is good. Ugh. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, don't ask me where I come up with. Oh, I'd say it's lack of sleep, but I did sleep last night when I finally got to bed. But I, like I said, maybe it's been the weather change coming because I tell you, last night when I got home, I didn't think my feet or legs was going to work when I got home. And I laid down, and that's another thing, too, you fellow diabetics, I'm going to ask you, too. My cousin said, yeah, have you noticed when you get lower blood sugars and keep them there, say like for me, I run 200, 300 normally, and you finally get it down. Have you guys noticed when you get your numbers down, you start finding aches in joints and muscles that you don't remember having because they're cramping? And he complained about the same thing. The cramps start in your toes and then move back up. So he said he's experiencing it, but and I'm like, I'm getting my numbers to stay under 150 and lower. 150 to 101 is where I'm running. And now that I'm getting those numbers down, it's starting to hurt more than ever from my knees down. Okay, yeah. Yeah, well, that's why, like I said to my cousin, yeah, you're up here running on race fuel and you bring it down to the low octane. Your muscles are like hungry for the race fuel, and here you're feeding it less, and oh, okay. I was just wondering because I'm like, I was blaming it on the fact I moved over 6,000 pounds of iron for scrap, and that don't include what I've moved in here. I've cleaned up all the junk outside, done all this stuff. I've drugged some motors around. I was kind of blaming it on the fact that I've been more active. But last night, wow, I couldn't even touch the heel on my left foot last night. Even when I laid down in bed, this morning I got up after my shower. It still, but now it's starting to feel better. Uh, it's just crazy. That's like my cousin said. You just think you got it figured out, and now there'll be some days I'll drink some of this, a part of one, and blood sugar will go right through the roof. And then, like right now, I'm low, and it's just like kind of keeping me on the. It's just floating me along. It just doesn't make sense. And like I said, I ate enough starches yesterday. I should have been in the 300 to 400 range. And yeah. So if they ever invent a time machine, I'd like to go back and find myself and slap myself silly and stop drinking the pop like I was back then. And the sad thing about it is, when we had the glass bottle pop, I didn't drink as much of that stuff as I did once they went to the plastic bottles. I kind of wish they would bring back the glass bottles. No, the caffeine really don't. It's just going to be the sugar in there that messes with me. Um, on the days that I'm really, really sluggish, I get a pop, and then I get going again. And I know if I continue to keep my numbers down, I'm going to have to get some new glasses again, or new lenses or something. Because if you guys notice, I even went through a phase of eating chocolate candy bars. Almost perfect numbers. I was starting out at 125 and staying at about 135. I'm like, Doc, I'm eating chocolate. Real chocolate? It's just weird. Yeah, the real sugars. So yeah, I'm not even sure what's in this. Yep, corn syrup. Yep. So yeah, well, I went 2 years without any, and then you get thinking, I haven't had any in 2 years. You can reward yourself, and then you reward yourself, and then you start rewarding yourself a little too much, and then yeah, I found out the hard way. I can't drink the diet pop. No, that aspartame and that stuff about killed me, literally. They had me to the point where I could sit, stand, walk, lay down, hold anything, breathe. I got away from that diet pop, and that's when I started my life started turning around again. I did not realize that stuff was that aspartame in it. Yeah, I guess what finally did me in is when I found out the aspartame that they put in your food and that is made alongside the antifreeze for your car. Yeah, I said no more. It's not necessarily that it's good food. It's the food that they've sugared up to make you crave it. That's the problem there, Confederate. Because your good food doesn't have all those good grab you taste sometimes. It's better for you, but it can be bland. And then they learn, oh, let's sugar this stuff up. And yeah. Wow, you've been lucky there, old man. Yeah. Oh, yes. Antifreeze is sweet. Antifreeze should drop you. And one of my dad's old cows, one time I changed the water pump on my 76 Monte Carlo. You know how big those old boats were? And I was out in the cattle yard because cows roamed all over the farm. I slid that pan of transmission fluid, Jesus. I slid that pan of antifreeze clear under the transmission of that Monte Carlo. Ground clearance is like this. A cow should not get to it, right? I'm up here in the old farmhouse. I'm making lunch or something. I look out and I'm like, all of a sudden I see my Monte Carlo like rocking. I'm like, what in the hell's going on with that? And it finally dawned on me here one of Dad's cows had kneeled down, put her head under the car, jacked up the car, used her tongue, caught the pan, and by the time I got down there, she had drank all the antifreeze out of the catch pan and had my catch pan looking better than the day I bought it brand new because she had it licked clean. I got a hold of it. I'd come up and told Dad what happened. He goes, well, blankety blank, there goes the cow. She never died. She was healthy. My dad just like, what? So yeah. Ugh. Yeah, that's the key thing right there, Sean. You know, everything's bad for you, but if you do it, yeah, her. Oh, and then one time I found the cow. She opened the hood on my mom's 81 Cutlass and ate all the insulation out from under the hood. That's when I talked to somebody and they said they're missing salt in their diet. So Mama Bear and I went to town, bought 2 salt blocks, put them out in the morning. That night, those salt blocks were gone. We went to town and got another set of salt blocks. And it might have been the sheriff on that one. 3 days we had to go before they started leaving the salt blocks alone. And yeah, after that, they were a lot happier cows, a lot healthier cows. Well, that one might have been the sheriff driving by. Green. One time my dad and I was loading hogs, and no, we were getting ready to load hogs, and he had the corner. He said, "Help me with this one." And you could see this piece of wire sticking out of his mouth, and it was shiny. So you guys remember the old woven fence wire? Well, he got a chunk of that into his mouth, and Dad's like, "Well, we got to get that out." So we finally got a hold of the pig, or the hog, and my dad went to pull it with his pliers, and he pulled on it. The pliers slipped off, and the hogs kind of stood there like, "Oh, come on, do this." And so my dad tried again with the pliers, and he kept slipping off. So he finally reached down, grabbed the vice grips, clamped it on. And when he clamped it, the hog tensed, and my dad started pulling. Now, we thought this wire was only right here. He pulled out 18 inches of wire. That went in the hog's jaw, clear up into his shoulder, and been in there long enough. His body was starting to eat that woven wire. And Dad's like, "Dude." Yeah, as soon as Dad pulled that hog just kind of like relaxed, stood there like, "Oh, thank you." Yeah, so being a farmer, it's kind of like going to the racetrack. You go to the races, you're going to see stuff that you ain't never going to see again. And farming, the stuff that you can find embedded in animals, I mean, even watching some YouTube videos, the nails and stuff that they find in the toes of cows is like, how? Why? Huh? That makes no sense. So, yeah, it's rather interesting on what happens. I mean, some of the foreign objects that get removed from people. Oh, yeah. Looking for whiskey? No, not me. So, yep. Hey, High Water, how you doing? I gotta get me some plate steel and remount my lift. I seen how you did that, and I need to get that thing on something. Yeah, I think that's who I'm watching there. Yeah, I think that's the one I'm watching, George. It's crazy. Is he the one that goes in and cuts off and then glues a piece on so they can get the hoof to hill? Oh, horses. Our Shetland ponies used to have a bad time with the hoofs curling around and coming back into their leg. Oh, man. Kind of wish we were still a full-fledged farming operations. I miss it. When Dad decided to get out of it, he just one day all of a sudden the livestock trailers were here and cows were gone, and it kind of upset me because he never gave me a chance. But well, the market the way it's been and all that, yeah, I don't know. A lot of those poor guys that got hit with that storm, what, in July, that Draco that went through here or whatever they called that. A lot of those guys aren't not getting. The corn here didn't even do that good. It was too dry around here. They got a crop, but it wasn't nothing that you're going to write home about. Yep, that's the one I've been watching then. Oh, I got to stand up out here. We're going to go move into before I forget about it. Ouch. Excuse me. Sorry. Okay, you just stay right there, cat. And let's see. All right. Yeah, this tire machine's got to go. Come on. All right. God, it's really, really nice out. All right. Thank you for staying over here, Cat. No. There you guys go. Well, that is. See, it's got the AC stuff there. And that. And it's electric. It's too dark for you guys in there, but yep. Corn whiskey, eh? The fire is northwest of me. Yeah, well, my cart is also my torch cart right now. That's buried. So yeah, it hangs on. I guess take it off and then come out to the wall and. No, it's at about 8:30. Well, yeah, it should be. Let's see. It should be getting closer to us. So, come on, phone. Yeah, it's getting closer. It must not be moving as fast as they thought. But it goes clear from Columbus, Nebraska, all the way up to. Holy crud! That goes all the way up. That's going all the way up to Canada. Yeah, I got a hand truck, which is, like I said, my cart, my torch cart. Yeah, this storm's going all the way up to Canada. Then I don't know how I did it, but I managed to have Google start talking to me in a United Kingdom English. Take the what? I'm like, what? It took me a while to get it back to American English. I'm like, oh, that just drove me nuts. But yeah, then we'll get some more Cam 2 for this. So we can fire it up. Well, I have it on hand for the next step for that thing. But yeah, there's the 406. It's all cleaned up, bagged up, ready to start putting cam bearings in, galley plugs, and all that. And I want to talk about that too because I want to quick throw out there the ones on the side, on the front only. That one and that one. If you wanted to tap that hole all the way just before it got to the lifter, you can. It's the middle one you cannot run in too deep. Otherwise, you cut the oil pressure off the front of the motor. So we'll talk about that. Like I said, I'm going to try getting back. I ended up getting some more fuel pumps. I should have another one around here. I had two. One's on the 377. Cannot find the second one. So, like I said, I want to get going on the Camaro, get that fired up, sealed up. Actually, I'm going to have to check to make sure with this one we've had that it didn't blow a bunch of dirt and that crap into the fuel pump area. Yeah, if I would have started talking Spanish, I would have probably checked my phone out. I just, yeah, so it's getting close. I'm guessing about another half hour, 45 minutes, and that rain should be here. So, yeah. when I started digging out the stuff that my cousin bought for the woodworking, boy, that bring back a rush of memories. And when we got everything piled up that he wanted, I'm looking at what I spent back in the day to get that stuff to do what I was doing, and it kind of sucks. I want to put one of these excuse me, sorry about that. I'm going to put one of these Edelbrock carburetors. I don't know what I'm going to do yet tonight, George. There's nights I'll go home, be back out here different times of the night. Like I said, it helps knowing that I got the authorities coming through here. So, yeah, I'm not sure what that was, and see that Mama Bear and I went and ate a good dinner too, and when I checked my blood sugar, so I guess I'm kind of feeling a little bit better, having my sugars lower, but it's like when I was at 115, I didn't even take my insulin because I know I'm going to go too low. Because, yeah. Hey, Joe, how you doing, bud? Had a interesting trip to Wichita and back. So, I've got a couple of gas grills out here that work. The one I'm going to take the plates to it, dip them in the evapor. It's just got very slight rust on it. Want to stick those plates in the evaporust, clean them up, and take them home running through the dishwasher, get them sterilized, and they should be ready to go after that. So I got a grill out here, and if I had to stay here, I could. No, I don't. Running Coors. No, that's eastbound and down. I'm northeast. Go in southwest, so yep. Maybe that's why everybody was tailgating me so bad last night. Oh. So how's everything going down there in the big city, Joe? It's been crazy. I had to go do something earlier, and the local fire department went out. Still haven't heard what burned over there, but they were driving those fire trucks like they stole it. And at that time, I bet you were having about 65, 70 mile per hour wind gusts. Yeah. Well, we ended up finally finding Squirrel something else because her Acadia ding there didn't make it to the place we went to. So we got her replaced, unfortunately. As when I picked up their car from the dealership, her transmission wouldn't shift. We had to dump 3 quarts of oil in it to get it to shift. So, yeah, we had to get rid of that thing. No, I do not have running water. Yes, that headache is gone. So, yeah. No, I don't have running water, but I do have water pumped onto the farm. I just don't have any pipes installed or anything. Yes, that Acadia, I am, like I said before, I'm a GM man, but that Acadia, when the transmission wouldn't shift after they worked on it, I thought, yeah, it's got to go. So, yeah, it almost didn't make to where it ended up. It just, yeah. And then when they started nitpicking, I thought we were going to have to bring the dang thing back home, but nope, they kept it, thank God. I didn't want to, yeah. So, no, I had running water out here, but when last time I had the water tested that was coming up here, when I found out it was basically liquid hog manure without the smell, that's when we abandoned the well and let them fill it back in. Because our old well for the farm was a surface fed well, so whatever they put on the surface went into our water. And now you guys think back prior to everybody being concerned about water. That's probably why my sister ain't here. And my dad had his health issues. My mom had her health issues. My sister's even had them, and I've had them. It's probably because we're drinking liquid hog shit for drinking water back in the day. I won't forget the first distiller my dad ever got out here. The first batch he made with it, and we distilled water back then. And that was after you've been used to drinking all the crap and chemicals and everything in your water. The first batch is distilled water. When it come time to clean the machine, Dad's like, "Ooh, look at that stuff." And that was before we didn't keep the yard mowed, and cows got out. They mowed it for him, so he wasn't too worried. We had some weed behind the house, and that night he took that stuff from the distiller, just lofted out over the weeds. Figured, And the next day he asked me, he said, "Did you do some spraying behind the house?" I said, "No, why?" And I walked out behind the house with him and looked. Whatever was in that water instantly killed the weeds overnight. They were on the ground already, and they were 6 foot tall. So, yeah, so that's probably a partial contributor to my, pumpkin pie. Yeah. So, yeah, our drinking water on this farm that's probably where my sister got her cancer from. And it just, and there's been other neighbors in our area that have died from cancer. And yeah. And Mama Bear and I got talking about that a couple weeks ago. You know, last year at this time was when I just got out of the hospital after 9 days. And I basically have stopped drinking our tap water in town. I'm drinking bottled water. Yeah, it costs, but I pointed out to Mama Bear, I said, "You realize since you and I have both gone to drinking bottled water, we're not getting as sick as what we were?" Cottage cheese and grapes. Ooh. Okay, the grapes sound good, but the cottage cheese, okay. A horse fart. Oh, that ain't gonna be good. Oh, okay, George, I missed that. Okay. I should have heard about that because we got a Schleswig was a German town. I've heard of people in cottage cheese and peaches, yeah, but cottage cheese and grape, that one's a new one on me. You got that right. Hey, Rodney, how you been? The skunks have been on the. Oh, the other night at the house, we were sitting there, and all of a sudden, I thought I got a whiff of something. And Mom Bear goes, "Good God, what is that?" I'm like, "Oh no, that's a skunk." We were hoping our house cat hadn't messed with the skunk. You got that right. Yep, I've done the peanut butter and crackers. Yes, that definitely helps. I'm glad they had some at the dealership the other night when we were there because, yeah. Oh, we're not doing too bad, Rod. Well, had an interesting trip to Wichita and back. At least didn't have anybody pull out in front of me this one. No, they just wanted me to haul them on my trailer. So, yeah. Oh. Yeah, I knew I was going to be late tonight. I know there's been some of you that a couple weeks ago I said I was going to do a late show, then I didn't. I started on time and missed you. And oh, I tell you, my memory sucks. Did find some more stuff I was looking for in the shop that I knew was around here. Have found that. Yes, I've been experimenting around, and what I finally found out too. Now, last 3 nights I haven't been able to do it because I wasn't home, and that prior to that, the last week and a half before going to bed, I've been taking to half to 3/4 of a dose of insulin, and waking up in the morning with good numbers. I hate when that happens. I really hate when you set something big like this down, turn around, and it's gone. It's worse than a 10 millimeter socket. Or my before the 10 millimeter thing became a thing, it was the 9/16 wrench. I could lose that in my hand. What I hate is when you're looking for your telephone, talking to your friend while you're trying to find your telephone. Yeah. Don't ask me now. I know how that happens. Yeah. At least I haven't had to scare the bejeebers out of anybody tonight because the coon come walking up. Oh. Blame it on the cat. Yeah, now you got, well, no, I've lost one. I used to have 2 9/16 hanging on the wall. I'm down to one. I think that was one of those deals where buddy's here working and in the back pocket, not intentional. And yeah. What I hate is when I lose big objects, like an impact gun. And yeah, I got those baskets that you use for dunking and stuff. I had one. I dang near tore the shop apart again looking for it because I'm like, God, did I leave it in the scrap iron wagon and haul it off? Oh, old man can vouch for that one because I was talking to him that day. I was trying to find it. He's like, really? You just cleaned the shop and you're already losing stuff? Couldn't find that basket. Finally sat down to take a breather because I was hurting. I sat down and looked over like that, and I'm like, really? It was between that black cart and my squirrel cage fan. There was the basket. That was about a 45-minute ordeal of trying to find that basket. I about dove in both hands to search the apple rust barrel to see if it was sitting there. I was like, oh, really? Come on. So, yeah. As I get older, the OCD gets worse, I think. Did bring back some goodies. Just got to figure out what the buddy's going to do with them. Might even have a motor going up for sale because it needs to. Oh, yeah, the keys hanging in the door. Or the other thing is I'll get ready to go and sometimers, yeah. I'll get ready to go home at night when I'm done out here, and I'll have 15, 20 minutes looking for the keys. And I'm about ready to call somebody to come help me. And that's turn around and then right there they are. It's like, really? Now I had a buddy that was over here, and when he left, he hid my keys. That was a 2-hour search, and I finally called him and said, hey, dude, did you happen to see my keys? And he starts laughing. I'm like, oh, you dude. No, he told me where he put them, and he says, you couldn't find them? I said, nope. No, I didn't. Glasses on top. Yeah, glasses on top of your head. Hat on top of your head. Oh, one old boy, one time, he couldn't find his hammer. And he worked, and he was a big boy like me. And he did everything. So he just grabbed another hammer and did what he was doing, and he was getting ready to go home, and the hammer was still tucked there. He moved just right. The hammer just stayed right there. He's like, oh, geez, okay. Must have been a football injury, huh? Nope, I didn't see that. That's... Yeah, depending on how bad it is, he could be done for all seasons. Oh! Guess what? The storm's getting close. Well, I hope that was a storm and not wires crossing. But I really hope that was lightning, not wires arcing. Let's see what they were. I get me. Let's see, where is it? Yeah, it's not here, so I don't know. That sure looked like lightning out there, but according to the radar, it's not here. Oh. Yeah, that is true. Here in Iowa, you can see a long ways. On the days that you can't see, that's when you worry. Kind of wish we had a few more trees in Iowa so we couldn't see like that, but got to keep feeding everybody. No, I didn't say nothing about him. Oh, as lightning. No, I didn't say no. No. Actually, we were talking about getting the Camaro going for her so she can have it. I'm ready to get these things going again. So, yep, I don't have any outstated runs to do as of right now. I don't have anything tomorrow real different to do. I just got to get something in the mail, and then we can have kind of back to normal programming around here for a while. Till the parts run out, anyway. Yeah, well, that was the message I just answered. I didn't hear it go off or hear the vibration. She went to bed. She's got an early day, so. Well, hopefully, Rod, they're going to be back on track. I got another motor out of here, brought something back, and some others. But right now, it's hopefully going to get back to making videos and that. And I know some of you newer guys that have come in have asked me questions, which is great. I've helped you through and all that. But if you go to the playlist on my homepage, you'll see some motor builds there that have a lot of stuff already in them, but you got to go back on. Oh, yeah. Yeah, and that's like I said, I wanted to kind of get back out of what Kansas yesterday while the sun was shining, but it didn't work out. Oh, okay, Ohio. Okay. I'll keep an eye out for that. You done war. I'm going to stop before I finish saying what I was going to say. Nope. Never mind. I'm done. I didn't give you that one. Okay, Ohio. I'll be watching for that. Yeah, I'm ready to kind of get everything going again. And okay, Rod, are you the one that I know? I got two or three of you along with myself. Are you the one that's been talking to me daily or every other day, Rodney? As I know, one of you guys I've been talking to and I haven't been able to get a hold of, and I don't know if the phone's off or then I find out there were storms out that way, so I'm not sure if it's you or not. Yeah, Sean, I caught myself before. I wasn't going to give. Mike's usually got enough ammo. I wasn't going to give him any more ammo on that one. uh, and I'm sorry if I there's times I don't even know myself, and uh, I don't know. It just after talking to my cousin today about what he's going through with his diabetes, and he's just recently done the diagnosed diabetic year or two, and to know he's having the same issues I do, that's I was starting to think it's all up here, but and I tell you, this diabetes can make you really think crazy things. Hmm. It's definitely time for a shop remodel. Oh wait, lumber. Wonder how bad drywall is. I didn't check on the drywall. Hmm. Oh yeah, and that's the other thing. I got to get that Denali motor out. Okay. Email the best to get a hold of me. Click on it. Okay. CNTR. No, Sean, haven't even got anything done on the roof. Did you? There you go, Rod. I usually check that email a couple times. Ah, okay. No, the shop roof hasn't. Nothing. Just as a standstill. But I guess keep getting feeling better. Uh, Maybe I'll crawl up there. Start feeling. Well, actually, before I get on the roof, I'm going to tap around, make sure there ain't no soft spots. For treated? Oh, yeah. Buddy that's doing trailer. I told him, I said, you better double check your wood prices now, bud. Yeah, what he had figured up has tripled what he was going. So he made the executive decision. He shortened his trailer today. I can't remember how many feet he took off the back of the trailer, but he shortened her up to 22 foot long. So, yeah, he said that just saved him about $400 by doing that. I'm like, jeepers creepers. Yeah. With lumber prices like that, I don't see how the housing market can continue to build like they are. Man. That's the prices like that are turning $100,000 homes into $1 million homes, and they ain't going to have anything special in them. It's just crazy. Yeah, I don't know. I think this old world's about ready to do a reset on everybody and remind us. Yeah. It's going to prove interesting. Oh. Doubled to triple. Yeah. Did find another shop that I'm going to try having a couple of crankshafts done up at because, well, that's for the 327 stuff. And be interesting. So yeah, that you get the that just I just tell you, I'm sitting here talking to you guys. I got a million things going through the mind on what to do next, what to get, and how to keep the momentum going again. I've heard of that starting to happen too. That guys, well, neighbors started building a garage onto their house, and I haven't seen one stick show up there yet. All the concrete work's done in that, and that's at a dead stop. Yeah, and I kind of feel sorry for the people that had work lined up with the bid set. How do you go back to your customer and say, well, everything, the material cost just went 3 times more than what we quoted you? What do you do in a situation like that? It's beyond your control. But yeah, it's hard to pass that on in a situation like that. Just thinking again. Right, that's kind of like my buddy that's moving here from out of state. They had to drive 3 hours to get all the U-Haul stuff they needed to come this way. Been over 3 months. Wow, that's crazy, Mike. Yeah, that's the thing about that's. I know some people got mad because the bills had stopped, but you know what? To get good prices on the parts, I either got to mail order them or drive round trip a 2-hour trip to go get the parts for a decent price to try and keep them going. But like I said, I guess once this round of motors are done, and if nothing sells, I don't know what the next step's going to be. Everybody and their dog does an LS. There's nothing special. I mean, yeah, you can build them, but the LS, yeah, the LSs are nice. They're fast, but They just don't have the heart and soul to them like an old school motor. And 30 barbecue. Okay, never. That sounds like, God, that does sound good. Some good old barbecue. But yeah. The great little eating places around here, they were gone before the COVID. And and it's hitting again. I got some neighbors that are starting to be kind of come my parents' age, but the funny thing about it is we're not that far apart. And now I understand why the new wave of the old people are here and we're part of it. I guess when you can start talking about stuff you remember from 40 years ago, yeah. And that's another thing being the diabetic. I can't remember what I did today or even last week, but I could tell you that's maybe one of these, what I'll do with one of these videos. I'll get my shovel. I kind of know the area. We're going to dig down and see if my Matchbox cars and some of my toy tractors are still buried out here where the old side by the sidewalk. If they are, it would be interesting to see, because I was probably, I would have been in, oh God, second to fifth grade when I did that. No, not fifth grade. Yeah, I bet you I was probably second to third grade anyway. And because I don't remember ever getting rid of them, and I also don't remember ever digging them up. And that'd be nice to find my old. I had that old case where you just put all the Matchbox cars in there. Well, that'd be interesting to see if I dug that up, found them, and they're in halfway respectable shape. So maybe I might have to do that with the video, kind of dig around in that area and see, because I used to dig some deep holes in the yard. My dad used to get mad at me. He says, "You're worse than a dang dog." Then I stopped digging holes in the yard and the dog took over. I don't know how many times we twisted our ankle off the sidewalk there. I remember misstepping going into the old farmhouse once, and I had Mama Bear. She put her hand on the top of my foot and touched my ankle, and she pulled. She reset my heel. If I had a real metal detector out here, old man, I'd probably find stuff I probably don't want to know is out here. As according to my dad, there's a couple of cars buried out here. And then another old boy said he buried another farmhouse and that out north of this farmhouse. I'm not swallowing that one completely yet. But when they did set the light pole for over by the trailer house, the guys that dug the hole said, "You guys got a gravel pit close to the surface." And then that wasn't long after that, the old boy told me he did some dozer work when he was a kid out here. So I don't know. It could very well be. Who knows? Otherwise, I'm going to find all the water pipe that used to be out here. I guess our farm was one of the first running water farms that had, I guess supposedly every building out here had a hydrant to it. And that was a big thing back in the day. And now here it is, almost back to bare ground and covered in car parts. Even found some more decals the other day cleaning up. This one's for Victory Chassis. Victory. I don't know. Here's an idea too. I know others channels have done it and that, but I would try doing a different approach. Yeah, let's say somebody come into a race car for dirt track, circle track. Would anybody be interested in watching what goes on to keep those things going and going to the track and just kind of do I don't know, a little bit of a series on that? Well, when they ever remove this building here and dig here, yeah, that's going to be the same thing. But they're under the floor right now. When the break-in happened here, I bet you if my little dog could have come back to life, he would have got him. Okay. Now, got some ideas here. Got some possibilities to maybe pursue. And it might even start all the way at the beginning of turning the car into one. So, have to see. I guess get through the election, see how it looks for next year. Might have to get one together because I've had a couple other people say, we kind of miss you having one. And you know what? Kids are growing. If we don't live our life before we get off this marble, then what the hell were we here for? So, I got the tubing notchers, the pipe bender, the wire welder, the plasma cutter, the torches, the hole saws. Everything to do everything or keep repairs up on one. So, I've been kind of kicking it around. So, we'll see. And we don't have much for barbecues around here. We've had a couple of guys tried. They were good, but the one guy was starting to make it go when the landlord got greedy, and, well, you know what happens with greed. So, well, I think we unfortunately kind of come to the part of the night where I'm running out of stuff to talk about. And I guess if I want to get up here and start making videos and start getting them out again, I should try and get to sleep earlier instead of falling asleep at the computer. But I've been doing pretty good. Then again, I haven't been home the last few days either. But we got a lot of hot dog shops. Hey, we don't even have that around here. There's just nothing. And if I put a race car together, I'm going to go with a manual tranny if I can find one. I don't understand why these guys like automatics. If I'm going to have a race car, it's going to have a manual in it. It just seems so much better than an automatic. Usually a lot less hot fluid for you to get burnt by if something goes wrong. All right, Confederate. Yep. Well, if I can get my hands on one, excuse me, I just got to find some parts. Yeah, I got to find some of those anti-theft devices. I used to run a three-speed. Oh God. I had two or three different manuals that had different gear ratios in them. So, 3-speed, okay. Oh, really? I didn't. I'll have to go through the rules again. Saginaw. Yeah, that's it. I'll have to do some checking. So maybe I'll have to see what the rules are for 2021. Wow, that's kind of crazy. And we'll try to build a car somewhat legal. uh, but yeah, well, how did you see that? He's wondering if you still got that 350. He still wants to get hooked up with you and get that picked up. I agree with you there, Mike. I agree with you there. Yes. It's a problem around here, Sean. They've ate all. They've like the G bodies. They've ate all them up around here too. You can't even find one. So, but anyway, I guess I'm gonna get home, get a good night's sleep, and hopefully get out here and get the video camera. Well, I'll finish up snowballs. I'll get that up, and then I'll turn around and get going on the motor builds, and then start going forward with this stuff. And I got my hands on something else that's going to help out with doing stuff, and I've already done some testing with it. So we'll do. I'm going to take one of these motors and do like I used to do to every motor I built years ago, and it's going to be interesting. So. Right. All right, everybody. You all take care. Stay safe. And keep the shops busy and keep making messes, and let's get those tires burning if we got them. So, all right, see y'all later. Okay, Sean.